welcome back to the channel, guys. Real quick, I want to talk about a particular question one of my subscribers asked me as far as a starter go, how to replace the starter. I can't remember what the exact question was, but this is a Wrangler, okay, big body Wrangler, 4-wheel drive Wrangler on top of that. Now as far as starters goes, they pretty, well, I don't want to say standard, but they all pretty much go in the same spot that will allow some form of mechanism to turn or rotate that flywheel or either flex plate, some people call it either or, in order to allow starting. As you know, starter job is to rotate the flywheel or flex plate in hopes of starting. That's what we all hope when we start our car in the morning. We hope it starts. Now as far as replacing it go, it's going to be somewhere on just about every car in between the transmission and the engine, the bell housing area, somewhere in there, because that's where most flywheels or flex plates are located at. Okay, now if it's a stick shift, it might be located, it's still gonna be in the same general area around the bell housing area. Okay, this particular starter, like I say, is on this side, and because it's a nag, they had to move it up a little higher. In actuality, you have to remove the starter in order to even remove the torque converter bolt. So now as far as replacing it, I won't say most starters have 2 bolts, but most starters have 2 bolts, 2 or 3. I've seen some with 3. In this particular case, here's one and here's one. They have to be removed. But first things first, before you do anything electrical or anything kind of repairs like that, you must disconnect the battery. Okay, so I hope you got the battery disconnected. Now there's going to be a wire hopefully coming from a starter relay, so to speak, typical ISO relay, which will actually switch circuitry over to, as you turn your car with the ignition switch, that signal is going to go to a relay, possibly pin 85 maybe, or 86, and ground possibly coming on pin 85 of this typical ISO relay. Normally it comes from the PCM, and you will not get that ground signal if you're not in park or neutral, or your security alarm is not activated. There's a lot of things that can snatch that ground away. I don't want to get into that on this video, but this yellow wire right here, that's likely coming from the starter relay. So yes, you will have to remove it. Be careful with the connectors. It's really, it can be funny sometimes. Now another wire, or heavy gauge wire, comes directly from the battery. Okay, that's where your 12 volts come. It's bolted typically on a starter solenoid. Okay, pretty much most starters these days gonna come with the solenoid built already on them. I don't know, a lot of guys, older cats can remember the days when the starters, you can get the solenoid separately. Now if you buy a starter, you will get the solenoid with it. So you're gonna have a large gauge wire. It's probably gonna be red in color, and that's this wire right here. It's gonna be bolted on, probably in this case a 13 millimeter. So you will need a wrench to get this off, to break it loose and simply unscrew it from there, because keep in mind, guys, space is limited on these newer cars. So alright, now we got that's it right there. Okay, it's a heavy gauge wire, and it goes directly, sometimes straight to the battery. Okay, and it's your solenoid wire. Okay, we got those disconnected. Now the mounting screws. Okay, like I say, on this particular car, it's gonna be this one and this one. Now I want to go over some with you. You might not, if it's 4-wheel drive, you may have to remove this, you may not, depends on how much room you want to work in. All right, I had it off already. I was doing something else, so I figured I can show you guys now. Now is a better time than any to show you how to remove the starter. All right, so grab you a 15 millimeter socket and a ratchet, preferably an air ratchet, so you can deal with speed and accuracy and get those off. Let's do the top one first. Alright, the Let's get these out, and that starter, ladies and gentlemen, should come right out. Okay, if it's not, the manufacturer left, the engineers left us just enough space to fish this starter out past this mount. Let's see if that's the case. Ah, come on, baby. Yes. And that is the case. All right, guys, so here's your starter. Like I say, comes equipped with a solenoid built already on it. Now, some screws on here. I don't even know if you can buy just a solenoid. I highly recommend you don't just replace the solenoid. Even if that's possible, don't do it. Get the complete starter, okay? It's probably the only way they sell it anyway, and you don't want to void your warranty. Okay, now this particular model, this is a Chrysler OEM. Now this starter is not bad. I'm just going through the motion on how to replace it if you happen to need to replace yours. And again, it will vary from car to car. This is a Jeep Wrangler, but on a minivan, on a caravan, on a car, on a truck, they're all in the same general location. Okay, now I've seen these apertures, the starter, if you get a starter, you turn the key and bzzz, this may be damaged, which will require you to replace the complete starter, because I don't know anybody that sells repair kits for the starter. Okay, times when you turn the key, you just get a click, click, click. That could be an internal starter shorted. You know, I've even seen these trick mechanics into thinking that their engine was seized. Okay, yes, this aperture, this plunged out and latched and locked into the flywheel, so the engine would not turn over. Even if you go with a breaker bar and try to turn the crankshaft bolt, it will not. It's jammed up. Okay, the only way, I've seen this personally, the only way the guy finally figured out it was a starter, he was in the process of replacing the engine. And quite frankly, the starter had to come out to replace the engine. That's when he realized he had a hard time getting this out. And when he got it out, his engine was free. That situation got ugly, guys. They have to get that guy's money back for his engine. But I just wanted to go through the motion, guys, on how to replace the starter, okay? So the installation is pretty much the reverse the removal process, and you're good to go, guys. All right, just take a look, good visual of anything, make sure you don't see anything out of the ordinary, and that's it, guys. That's all I have, man. Thanks for watching, comment and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next video.